Back to the Franchise Growth Show, where we don't just talk scale, we talk value. I'm Joe Carter, partner at the Franchise Consulting Company. I've built, bought, and sold brands in the franchise world for over 15 years now. I've also sat across from private equity and seen what buyers chase for or what they walk away from. And today's guest is bringing some serious insight into what it takes to scale smart. If you've ever looked at brands like 1-800 Water Damage, DUCTZ, Plumber Z, and wondered how they are expanding with both precision and power, you're about to find out. We are going behind the scenes with one of the key leaders inside BELFOR Franchise Group to talk about development strategy, operational traits, and what makes their support system one of the strongest out there in franchising. So whether you're a corporate exec eyeing ownership or a multi-unit operator that is scouting your next move, this episode is for you. So first and foremost, I want to welcome our guest, Beth Toenies. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. I know you're super busy with like 15 something brands, which is amazing that you even found time for us. So thank you first and foremost for being on.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to be here. So thanks for the invite.
Of course. So let's jump into it. You obviously have a plethora of brands underneath your group and a huge footprint across that portfolio. So what is something that excites you day to day about what you do?
Yeah, it's sheerly that large footprint that we have across North America is enormous. BELFOR Franchise Group, we have over 1,500 different franchise owners, and all in all, over 3,000 territories that are out there every single day, that we're not just responsible for, but we are ensuring their success, helping coach them along the way. That's the most exciting part about what we do, is we're able to help different local communities across North America be able to be even stronger through our franchise brands. And that's what's really exciting to me.
I love that. I mean, 3,000 territories, that's humongous.
It is.
It's massive. So obviously within that, there's several different brands of service-related industries. So how has your approach shifted as you work across those brands like 1-800 Water Damage, DUCTZ, Z PLUMBERZ, etc.?
Yeah, and absolutely, it has to be customized based upon the brand. One of the companies I've actually worked with for 12 years, it's 1-800 Board Up. And so that company is very different. That one has 135 franchise locations in North America, very different than the 1-800 Water Damage, for instance, or the DUCTZ, where maybe I'll even take an example of hoods, where you have literally someone coming in that must be a night owl that's going to go in overnight and clean restaurant, literally their hood, their vents that they have at the restaurants. So that person is going to be very different than just a carpenter who's out there boarding up a window. So the goal really shifts based upon the brand and the traits of what makes someone successful. We really customize it per brand.
I love that. And it aligns perfectly with what we do here at the Twin Flame Group. We call it the brand DNA transfer, that ability to apply core playbooks across brands. That's the value multiplier. So kudos to you and your team for doing that.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful model.
It absolutely is. I've done some research myself, and I've been like super excited about this call because I think you only learn, or you can learn or accelerate your growth substantially faster when you talk to the subject matter expert, and that's you. So I've been looking forward to this one. I know plenty of the audience members have as well. What does sustainable franchise growth look like in your world?
So that's definitely something that we have our eyes on, our thumbs on across the different brands. So a couple different ways that you can measure growth, like certainly from a franchisor side, that's one. We want to make sure that it's not just, terminations and then new locations coming in. That's not a success to us. A success, there can be resales that are successful when they're passing along a legacy to the next generation, for instance, which happens all the time in different brands that we have. But for us, success is steady, repeatable growth inside markets. And that success is also measured by how our different franchise brands work together in said markets. So for instance, let's say Reno, Nevada, we have 9 of our 15 brands there, as well as our sister company, BELFOR Property Restoration. So all 9, and then add that 10th of BELFOR Property Restoration. They're working and not just sharing leads, but resources and insights into that market to help. That's just a whole other layer of domination that BELFOR Franchise Group is able to bring to the table.
I absolutely love that. Growth without like retention, that's just
Oh,
noise. So the fact that
yes,
you're retaining them and then growing them to the point that it become a legacy that they can
that's
pass
right.
on to the next generation, that's amazing.
Well, and that's the
That's
whole
awesome.
American dream, right? Like that's what we all want. And
Absolutely.
that's really part of what franchising should be when you're an entrepreneur or you've got that mindset of you're looking to go in and grow. You want to run a business. You don't have to create everything. Our kind of a franchise in a box, right? Business in a box. We've got this really great program that's been vetted, trained, and supported by the best people in the industry. And we've got a really good record that shows it. And we want to help set you up for success, 10 years down the line so you can sell and work on the next venture of your life if that's what you want.
I love that. You're putting the long-term health of the franchisee ahead of some kind of short-term hype. That's amazing.
Absolutely. That's way more important.
What, if any, lessons have you learned on brand positioning or development strategy that you'd love to share?
We have several different brands that really synergize well with each other. And so some of the ones I'll say, Blue Kangaroo Packouts would be one that I would probably say works very synergistically well with 1-800 Water Damage, and our sister company, the BELFOR Property Restoration, and one of our other brands, 1-800 Board Up, where they're in that emergency services kind of space. So really learning and seeing from each other if we can, from the get-go, coordinate relationships of trust with each of these different companies, these local owners inside a market, it's going to greatly help them in their local market success. So that's definitely one of the tips that we have learned and we are seeing truly pay off. Is it really kind of erases several months of the waiting game that we're seeing some of our competitor franchise brands are that's what they're going through. Is it's just a little bit of a stalemate, and so we're able to provide a network inside that same market, and that's been really valuable.
I love that. Positioning, not just messaging, aligning a model, a margin, a market to a franchisee so that they're set
Absolutely.
up for success, and then you support them all the way through to get to success so they don't have that stalemate. That's
Well,
amazing.
and I'll tell you too, Joe, the one thing that a lot of franchise brands do is they want to sell just one brand to you, right? They want the lead, for instance, to come in where, okay, you're going to buy a Z Plumbers because you're a plumber, right? Like this is what you're going to come into. Well, the really great thing about BELFOR Franchise Group, we actually help direct you to the best brand for you. Even if you walked in the door and said, I think I want to do Z Plumbers, you might decide after hearing about some of our other brands, reading information about it, reading the FDD, like the disclosure documents, and seeing that, you know what, hoods might be for me. Yeah, I actually don't want to interact with people as much as I want. And yeah, I would like to work while everyone's sleeping. And we will absolutely help identify those strengths based on profile assessments that we've set up of the best brands based upon personality. That's a game changer in the franchising industry. So that's definitely a unique that we have.
100%. I don't know very many brands that do that. So kudos to you and your team for doing that. And that's a fantastic segue, really, because the next thing I want to talk about were the traits of kind of the top operators within your system. What are those traits that you consistently see in some of the higher performing franchises?
Yeah, so I'm going to say there's really two. There's two that are very like come first to my mind when you ask me that question. The first I would say is that they have grit. So those are those franchisees who you're going to hear no. I'm someone I hear no often, and it's not hurting my feelings for hearing no. I appreciate it because it tells me where they're standing. And so you have to have that person who's able to walk into a role, and if you hear no, or let's say you don't sign a large job that you just wrote a big estimate for instance, or someone doesn't purchase the carpet cleaning that you went to and had your team out at 8 a.m. Okay, got it. This one's not for us. Buckle up. Let's get back out there and go to the next one. And so it's that mind frame that doesn't come. We've seen that not in 100% of people. And it's been a really fascinating kind of study that we've done into the type of people. So grit is definitely one. And then that other is they have a vision. They want to go somewhere. It's not just a job. It's the franchisee is really trying to create that legacy for down the line. And so it's not just a job. It's not just a career. Those are the two things, because they have that ownership mentality in them. So combine that ownership mentality and grit, and you have a pretty successful franchisee.
You are like giving me the goosebumps right now, because those are literally the buzzwords that I say all the time. Don't go buy a job. Don't chase some fancy logo. Find something that aligns with you. And if you're a gritty person with ownership, these are the brands for you.
That's right. That's right. And I agree completely. That's the direction for BELFOR Franchise Group too. And like I said, it's worth saying again, the BELFOR Franchise Group, where we believe we want the best franchise for you. We're not going to pigeonhole you into one. We really want to help you be the best successful owner inside your market for whatever the brand is. And that is what is absolutely unique and really cool.
Yeah, I'm getting the goosebumps. I'm so excited to keep going. Corporate professionals are a lot of the potential leads that I talk to, people that are maybe making some kind of career transition, career pivot, or planning for potential retirement or creating a legacy, to your point. Yes. So what makes corporate professionals a good fit, or possibly not a good fit, for the service franchises you have?
Sure. Actually, the BELFOR Franchise Group side, we are in the home services industry. So this is definitely a sector where we see both blue collar workers, those that have, I don't know, been a plumber or been an HVAC tech that said, you know what, I think I can run this business with the help of a franchise. We've seen them succeed, but we also see those that are leaving corporate America and are like, I'm tired of working the grind for someone else, making someone else richer, really want to be able to make a difference and grow my own business. And they are tremendously successful as long as they have that grit. They realize that they're not just going to be able to fall back because the pay isn't there like it was with their salaried corporate role. You've got to work for it. And we've really seen that those people, very similar to like professional athletes or college athletes, right? Where they come into it, they're used to putting in the work and lifting weights in the mornings and drinking their protein shake, even though it doesn't taste the best thing. So those are really successful traits of franchisees and those that have been sitting inside corporate America in the world. You have been built for this. Like actually, you know, so much more than the average person does, because you've seen what's been working inside larger organizations. But you've also seen what's not been working and areas of improvement that are now going to be within your spectrum of control. So it really gives you a great area to kind of spread your wings and succeed.
Love that. Love that. How about those traits for the individuals who are scaling beyond one unit or one territory? Are there any patterns that you see with those that are in the multi-unit operator stage?
Yes, we definitely do. And it's really those that they surround themselves with. So it's all about building that great team. I do want to say it's very important that we prefer for the owner to actually be working hands-on in the business. And we always say at least 18 months. We have some that are, it's okay to be more hands-off, some of our brands, and then some where, hey, we want them there for 3 years. But if you think of like Redbox Plus dumpsters, right? Where you were probably going to have someone from corporate America, they're going to be the schedulers and coordinating the team, not the ones out there driving the truck, but you better have that really good truck driver who you know, he will be there and be on time and professional and courteous. So what we've seen with these multi-unit operators, the ones that are very successful from the beginning, they've identified the right people to make as partners, as employees, and then nurture them to be able to, okay, now I'm going to replicate this into my neighboring territory. And those are the most successful, especially when the areas are contiguous between each other.
I love that. Setting yourself up with the right team, the old team acronym, together everyone achieves more. That's right. How you track leadership leverage. So I love that. Fantastic job. Transitioning a little bit to like operation and support infrastructure. Yes. BELFOR is known, if not the top, among the top for its strong operational backing. How does that actually show up in the field, though, for a franchisee?
Oh, man, this is definitely our big differentiator. I agree. This is something that BELFOR is known for. So inside BELFOR Franchise Group, every single every single franchisee has someone that's assigned to them to be their mentor. We call it regional business coach. We have different things, but essentially it's your mentor who's been in that industry. They didn't just, I don't know, start a $40,000 job and now they're your coach. No, they've been in the industry. They're an expert. They've talked at conferences before on the same subject. So they're an SME, subject matter expert, inside that particular industry and service. So that has been huge because they're able to coach them and give them real life insights, not just, well, let's look at your P&L and see what this says, right? They're able to really coach inside of it, as well as not just from afar. They'll go and do boots on the ground and help grow in person. Dependent upon the brand, we have some brands that have someone out on scene with them every 3 months from the corporate office.
Wow.
So it's not just here's your keys, good luck, call me if you need me. We're actively out there coaching and helping them improve, which is really neat.
You just tingled all the right stuff. What you just described, that's operational equity, and that's stuff that buyers pay premiums for. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely
love it. For a new owner, what is the kind of support that a new owner? I know you mentioned the coach that they're going to be provided, but in addition to that, what other stuff are you helping that new franchisee, that new owner who's coming into a territory, get set up for success and get to a break even and ultimately to a cash flow perspective?
We help all throughout the process. And I want to say too, most of us, I don't know about you, I'm not perfectly intelligent in every single different part of business, right? So I might be great in operations or sales or marketing or IT. And I might not have been that one person that's I don't know, the vice president of the company that knows everything of everything, right? So it's very important for me, if I'm buying a franchise, to be able to rely upon programs and systems that are already working. And so that's the biggest piece that is going to be a big tool for new franchise owners coming in, where they've never created a social media campaign. They don't have the artwork on their computer to create, a flyer that's going to be emailed out for their sales that's going on, or veteran discounts programs. So we're able to provide the marketing support, the IT support, software support. It's actually per brand that we have such a wide variety of tools. It's amazing. Some of them are so impressive, like the tools that'll come in cameras and it'll scope out 3D rooms to save you time from getting your tape measure out and measuring. Like it's really cool the way that BELFOR Franchise Group is invested into software to help you, the franchisee, especially if you're new coming on, to be an expert by relying on us.
I love it. And the tech stack, that's a huge thing as we forecast in the future. Tech's where it's at. So y'all already leveraged that. You already closed that gap. That's amazing.
Yes, very important.
Is there sorry.
Oh, no, very important. So I agree with you that the whole tech stack side, like it's very important, not just to, and a lot of people right now, like the buzzwords are AI, that's out there, right? That's the buzz that's going on. And while AI is very important to be utilized, there's a lot of ways to segment and kind of marry it up with other operational processes that are going to help you jumpstart way more than you over there typing in a question into your chat GPT, right? So we're really able to help you leverage that, and it's very important.
I love it. Is there a success story that you could share that showcases how that infrastructure helps franchisees win?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to actually give you an example that came out of Las Vegas just last week. There was a very large a fire. A very difficult situation that occurred over in Las Vegas area, and we had the BELFOR Property Restoration also call out multiple of our sister brands. So we had the Blue Kangaroo Packouts was out there. 1-800 Water Damage was helping with some of the cleanup on scene, and then we had Blue Kangaroo Packouts. They're packing up all the contents from the house. And we were able to see all of the brands working together. And that's really been Rusty Amarante. He's the president of BELFOR Franchise Group. That's his vision. Is like, we want to be able to be truly a family of services where we can refer to each other to help. And that's truly what we like to say, like on our corporate team, we say that's market dominance. That's really what we want, is to be able to help all of those within our family of brands to be able to refer to each other and help leverage each other's resources, which is exactly what just happened in this case.
I love that, especially that collaboration that's occurring across brands, because real
Yes.
stories like that, they do more than pitch. They prove concepts where infrastructure backs up wins. I love it.
I agree. I agree. I saw the picture with, these 4 different service brand trucks all together, working together on this one large job. And it's amazing because we're out there helping communities become stronger and getting back on their feet faster together.
Fantastic. I know we talked a little bit about AI and the tech stack and everything, but as you forecast out the next 3 to 5 years, how do you see that playing out in service-based franchises?
So it's certainly, let me kind of start here where it's not going to replace any of these home services jobs. It's still going to be needed for someone to come out and pass a blanket to a homeowner who just went through a fire, right? And they're out in the cold and all their things just burned. Like, you can't have a robot or even a chat bot reply back, "So sorry for your loss," right? Like, there's a human element that's inside of it. At the same time, there's a large opportunity for leveraging and better utilizing the different tech stacks that we have. And the one I mentioned was this software program where we can go out even ahead of time, like ahead of a large fire onto a college campus, for instance, and use this so that way we already have it uploaded into our system. Should anything happen in 2 years or a hurricane hits, for instance, that all of those coordinates, those dimensions are already down. So that allows us to have the materials already on hand in stock so much faster than counting on that estimator to go out there and count how many, sheets of plywood they might need and how many pieces of drywall. And it really helps get the jobs done faster by utilizing technology in this way. So while it's definitely not something to be scared about, it's something you should for sure be excited about, especially when you look at franchisors like us, like at BFG, where we're utilizing that to help catapult you to success faster.
Fantastic. I'm seeing the same thing. Those tailwinds, specifically in skilled labor style industries, that's not going away. It's not going to be replaced by tech. It's going to be here forever.
It is.
So that this is the industry to begin if you're forecasting out with the technology boom that's occurring today.
That's right.
What is BELFOR doing to evolve as those shifts occur, either with new brand concepts or expanding the service offerings within the current brands?
So a little bit of both, We actually have our eyes on some different brands that we're looking to bring on. We're always open to suggestions out there for some coming on, but we've got our eyes on some more to add to our portfolio. We try to call it our family of brands that we have, but also we're really, it's not just the top line growth for corporate that we have our eyes set on, is we want to help all of our franchisees inside their existing markets, them grow. That is what true success looks like to us. So yes, we're very excited about expanding brands, and also really we have several of our brands that just launched in the last few months in Canada. So like DUCTZ is one that we just launched in Canada. We have a new Hoods franchisee in Ottawa. So we're really looking forward to growing in the Canadian side. But don't fret if you're here on the US side, and perhaps you even are someone that currently has one of our franchises. There's a lot of opportunity out there because we're so heavily focused on your growth in your market.
That's amazing and great call outs there. I love the fact that you're looking to expand in so many different ways, both just brand growth to create a larger family of brands that you mentioned, but also how do you make the brands you already have even stronger, either going into new markets, Canada, or just expanding what they already have. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Is there any trends out there that you're personally watching or keeping an eye on closely?
I've been watching very recently the amount of private equity backed companies that are buying up home serviced businesses. It's been very interesting. We've seen, even on our 1-800 board up side, we've seen 6 or 8 of our franchise locations being acquired by these PE backed firms, and that's a whole other interesting scenario that can additionally send you faster into that legacy dream that you have, right? Of working hard into it and then let someone else come in, give you the bigger cash backing, not for you to sit around at the pool, but for you to be able to invest that money back into the business to then reap larger jobs because you have that that capability to do it without taking out a large loan, for instance. So that's really what I've kept my eye on. I'm watching, I'm hearing the buzz, I'm seeing it happen, and it's exciting. It's exciting. I love that for our franchise owners. In many cases, some cases, it might not be the best fit for sure, but we're definitely seeing that take off in a lot of our franchise businesses. I love it.
And I'm 100% aligned with you on seeing an increase and an influx of M&A, specifically in the PE space. Having
Yes.
worked in a firm myself, we acquired service-based businesses,
Yes.
and some of those were franchises. So I got to see that firsthand, but I definitely am tracking what you're saying in terms of that's likely going to continue, if not accelerate, as we look forward. So a lot of PE-backed M&A movement is going to occur in this sector. And that is, truthfully, if you set yourself up for success, a great way to create a legacy that continues to pay you for a lifetime or hand it off to the next generation.
Absolutely.
To kind of wrap us up, if someone out there is exploring franchise ownership, but they're feeling a little hesitant for some reason, what would be advice that you would provide to them to help them make a decision on if franchising is a good fit for them or not?
You're going to love, if this is something that you're considering of maybe being your own boss, right? You're not quite sure. You might not have a specific brand in mind. That's fine. The way that our entire BELFOR Franchise Group franchise development team is we're a collaborative team where we want to help educate you on all of the different options that are out there and never pressure you. So I would definitely encourage you, go to our website, belforfranchisegroup.com, submit a little intake form, give us a call. Some of the calls come over here to my cell phone, depending upon the brand, and we'd love to speak with you and really help guide you to what brand, if any, might be the perfect fit for you. Sometimes we'll see, let's say it's a husband and wife team, and they're not quite sure what they want. We'll kind of help talk them through their goals. What do they want their future to look like? Not just how much money do you have? Sign here, right? That's the essence of who BELFOR Franchise Group is we're here to help coach you because we want your success. That's the only way that we get a success is by seeing that.
100%. And I couldn't agree with that anymore. All the clients that I talk to, I tell them very first call, hesitation is a healthy thing to have. Yeah. And so, but creating education points to what you said is how you close the hesitation and be able to make a strategic decision that's best for them, whether it's to buy or not to buy. That clarity is what helps build the courage. I love the fact that y'all are already doing that and able to help them pivot if necessary. So that's amazing. I know you referenced the website as a great way to reach out to your team, but if anyone else wants to reach out, is there any other channels that they should, or is that the main intake way to connect with you and your team?
No, you could always give us a call. We have certain phone numbers that are on that BELFOR Franchise Group website. You can find us on our socials, send us a message. I love, even on LinkedIn, someone will connect with me. And I love that because I'll be able to share, they can see my posts, the things that are interesting to me, and maybe they have something in common, and that'll kind of help guide the conversation. So they could certainly find us, send us a message on LinkedIn even. It could be Instagram, right? Where you're looking at BELFOR Franchise Group, send us a message. We would absolutely be honored to walk you through and talk with you and see if this is something that might be right for you.
Love that. Love that. And if you're watching and you want access to those, just scroll down. We will put the links to all those social channels in the comments for you so you can very quickly and easily get in contact with Beth and her team. Beth, this was gold. This was amazing. BELFOR is not just building a bunch of brands out there. Y'all are building scalable ecosystems that it's creating some serious value and serious headwinds within the space. So thank you first and foremost for being on and taking time out of, is it 15 or 17 brands that you oversee?
There's 15.
15. That's still a lot.
Just 15.
That's still a lot.
I know. Yeah.
We'll get you to 17. I'm pretty confident that's going to happen as well with the growth y'all seeing. So to out there, everybody that's listening, if you are looking to grow through franchising or just want clarity on which, if any, of models might fit your goals, now is the time. Reach out to Beth and her team. Again, just scroll down in the comment section. We have access to all their channels, or feel free to DM me the word blueprint. I'll be happy to walk you through these brands and any others that you may be interested in so we can give you clarity to help give you confidence. So for everyone out there, Until next time, continue to grow, continue to educate, and let's get out there, build strategically to create a legacy for you that lasts. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Boom.